Well, if you're over 40 or so, you'll likely remember a radio commentator and speaker by the name of Paul Harvey. He told stories and other tales that were always inspiring, motivational, and emotional, plus sure to encourage. However, his format was to tell the first section with some necessary detail and background that would always pique the listener's interest. And then it would make you want to know more. However, there would then be a short commercial before Paul came back. Well, the second act, so to speak, would begin every time with this phrase, "And now, the rest of the story." His incredible voice and thought-provoking stories were always a big hit, and he's been missed for a number of years now. But for a few minutes, I want to ask a slightly different question with a different goal for us all. I wonder how many people, including all of us, could say, "I want to tell you about the rest in my story." Yeah, see, we can call it what we want to call it, but rest can include a lot of things: napping, relaxing, good sleep, and even therapeutic ways to calm our muscles. That's all good. However, it's also important to rest mentally, spiritually, to have time to calm our mind, think more positively, read our Bible and other restful literature, and listen to music or do something positive just that we enjoy. That's all rest. But you see, our culture, pace, and the demands of life these days all give us little time to find any space to rest at all. And some of us have been taught that, doing more is the way to succeed, be accepted, and become more fulfilled. But science says otherwise. Relaxation isn't just about taking a break. It's a crucial component of mental health, end of quote. Or another writer and expert says, we humans have lost the wisdom of genuinely resting and relaxing. We worry too much. We don't allow our bodies to heal. And we don't allow our minds and hearts to heal either. End of quote. In fact, the Bible has both spoken to and modeled the need and priority of real, genuine, regular stopping of the regularities of life. Psalm 127:2 says, "It is in vain that you rise up early and go late to rest, eating the bread of anxious toil, for he gives to his beloved sleep." Or Psalm 37:7 says, "Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him. Don't fret over the one who prospers in their way or over the person who carries out evil devices." See, even Jesus, who had only 3 years of ministry time, rested. He took time with individuals and walked mile after mile, I would think some of it alone or in a small company, as we often see. And he welcomed others to come to him as well to share in that rest. He said, "Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you'll find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light." So why don't we rest as much as we need to? Well, I don't have time to speak into all of these, what I'll call distractions from resting, but they all start with a letter P. Maybe one of them will resonate with you and you'll remember it and get you thinking about removing a distraction or two. Here are a few. Priorities. See, what have we made more important than it really is? It takes time if we go there. Or our plans. We all have huge plans and we ought to plan. But sometimes our plans don't work out, but we keep trying and trying and trying. Or how about people to impress? I got to keep up with so-and-so at work or school or wherever. Or our pride. We don't want to look less or have less than others. So we got to be just as good, and we're going to work our hardest to do it. And sometimes pain. We're hurting from past failure, so we just keep doing and working and impressing harder and harder to somehow overthrow the hurt. Yeah, there are more distractions. They don't all start with P. But maybe you can think of others for you. The point is that rest must be accompanied by a belief, this changed thinking that knows that God made you. Yeah, you're not perfect, but you matter. That you can influence one to many in your world as you are or as you become in you. And when that thought begins to take root in you, you'll welcome deserved rest for having done all you can to be you, but not anybody else. That's why God in the Bible has so much to say about rest in Him, because He's the one who assures that, yes, we were made to do great things. Ephesians 2:10 says it all. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. So don't compare yourself to others, and don't just take one nap or rest a little today or this week. Start making it a lifestyle. And that starts with maybe just one new beginning. Sleep well. Talk to you next time.